Hey, so this is kind of a last minute video, and I'm not sure how this is gonna go. I was trying to think about what I was gonna say and talk about, but I couldn't think of anything, so I decided to just go with it and see what happens. And I wanted to make a video today, and I'm home alone, so that gives me a chance to talk about something that I'd be kind of afraid to talk about out loud with people home, which is pride. And not just like I'm proud of myself for doing something, but pride as in like LGBT pride. So recently I did a speech on the history of LGBT, and I mainly talked about Stonewall, which, if you don't know about, it's something that's really kind of emotional, and it's really cool to look at and think about it. And so basically what it is it was the first main event, I guess, in the LGBT movement in the 60s. And so it's pretty cool. And that speech, I gave it in school in my gifted class, which is really cool that we can talk about things like that. But I think that speech went really, really well, and I would say that it's my most successful speech that I've ever given. So I'm really happy about that. And I wanted to talk about pride today, and not even just to be unashamed of who you are, but to know that you're beautiful, to know that you're worth something in this world. So I guess the first thing I'll hit on is LGBT pride. So obviously this is an LGBT YouTube account, so we're open here about LGBT things, but some people aren't so open about it. Some people don't come out until later in their life, which is totally okay. Like, don't come out until you're ready to come out. But if you are ready, then I would definitely encourage it, because I remember when I first told my mom that I was questioning, it felt like there was a sort of tension that was gone between us. Like, I could be more open around her and she could trust me more to tell her things, and it was a great feeling, kind of. And I don't know, I guess if you know that who you're telling is going to be accepting of it and is going to love you no matter what, then it definitely feels better to be out. But if you're not sure how they feel, or if you know that this person that you want to tell is homophobic, then you should definitely make sure to be safe, and maybe have a friend ready for you to go to their house in case you're kicked out, which kind of sounds a bit extreme when I'm saying it, but it's a legit possibility, and it's something that I was afraid of, and it's something that I'm still afraid of because I haven't told my dad yet, and I have no idea how he feels about queer folk. But I want to tell him, and I guess that's me having pride about it. I really, really want to tell him, but everybody at my house, except for, well, I mean, even I am, we're all kind of stressed about our own little things. My brother is going to college, and my mom has to find work over the summer, and things, and my dad has to fix the car, and I don't know, I guess something's happening in work, overtime maybe, I don't know, something. And so my mom said it would be better to wait a little bit to tell my dad, and I kind of agree because even I'm stressed. For my own reasons, but I'm still stressed. And so we go on bike rides a lot, and so I'm planning on the next time that we go on a bike ride to tell him. And I hope that goes well, but I don't know. Maybe I'll upload a video about it so that y'all can know how it goes. But yeah, so back to pride, which was what I was talking about, and then I kind of got led off. But if you identify as something that's even out of the norm for an LGBT kind of thing, like say you're demisexual or abrosexual or polysexual, something like that that's kind of unheard of, then you shouldn't be afraid to say who you are, because that is who you are. And don't label yourself as something different if you know that you're not. Like, if you know what you are, then that's how you should identify. And same thing with gender, like, just identify as who you know you are, and not what you're pressured to identify as, not something that you think is more normal, which even though it might not be the normal for you, because the normal for you should be just who you are. And that's the main theme, I think, of LGBT, is who you are. So if you identify as an abrosexual, aromantic, gender fluid person, then don't be afraid to openly campaign that. That's who you are, and you shouldn't be ashamed of that. Even if other people question you, asking if that's a real thing, then just tell them that it is. Maybe give them a source, how you found out about it, and then if you found out about it, then you identified as it. And so maybe they will too. I didn't know, this is a bad example, but I didn't know what gay meant until like 3rd grade. And then I started questioning like 3 years later, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm gay. And look at me now. So it can go a lot of places. And about having pride about you and being beautiful and that you mean something, I've had a couple of friends, especially recently, who have really doubted themselves and their place in this world, which has made them really depressed and suicidal sometimes. And that's just, it kind of makes me sad, because they didn't just start feeling this on their own. There were people around them who were conveying this to them, that they were worth less than somebody else, or that they didn't belong here, that they were awful people, and that isolated them, that made them feel really, really alone. And sometimes you hear that so often, and at the beginning you don't believe it, but as you hear it more and more, it's just a familiar with you. It's what you're used to hearing, it's what you're used to feeling. It just becomes what you are. And it's not what you are. You're not worth less than anybody else. And you are beautiful. You don't need to be thinner. You don't need to starve yourself. You don't need to put makeup on. You just need to be comfortable in your own skin. And really, how are you going to do that with people on your back telling you that you're all these things that you're not? So if you've ever done that to somebody, I hope that you're able to address that and maybe apologize to them if it's not too late. And I want you to know that if somebody is doing that to you, it's not true. They're lying. You can think of it as whenever somebody says something that could hurt you, they're lying. If they're saying something that can help you but might not be the nicest thing, that's just constructive criticism. So if somebody is telling you, maybe they're correcting you on makeup or telling you how to do winged eyeliner better, that's not them saying that you suck at it. It's them telling you that there's a better way to do it. That might be a bad example. I kind of had bad examples, but I think it's valid. Just whether it's winged eyeliner or telling you to be a nicer person, it's the same point. If somebody says that you're just a mean person and they just lay it flat out like that, then that's not really true. But if they say that you could be nicer, that's probably a bad example. I'm full of bad examples. This isn't working out in my favor, guys. I'm sorry. I hope you know what I'm trying to say, because I don't really know how to put it to make it easier to understand. But just sometimes the people that are saying these awful things don't have a clear head, or maybe they're being hurt themselves, so they feel the need to spread that to other people so that it's not just them being hurt. And if you have self-confidence, I think that's really, really important, and it's really good. If you can look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're beautiful, and you really, really believe that, and you know that you are despite what anybody else says, then you are. And I posted something on Steer Queer of Us, our Instagram account. Go follow it, guys. I posted something, and it was a bunch of like mini stories, and after each of the story it would sum up what it's about and say that it's not beautiful. Like, hospitalization and suicide are not beautiful. Utter sadness is not beautiful. And then it ended with, all of these things aren't beautiful, but you know what? You are. And it's about time you start believing it. And it's true. It's true. Maybe the cuts on your wrist, they're not beautiful. The suicide attempts marked in a notebook or on a wall, they're not beautiful. You lying in a casket at a funeral isn't beautiful. But you know what? You are beautiful. And that's just what you need to believe, what you need to feel. because that's the truth. And don't you let anybody tell you otherwise. So this kind of turned into a rant. I rant a lot. I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna make another video after this. Probably me coming out officially. So that's gonna be fun. It's probably posted after this video, so if you wanna go to the channel, subscribe, watch all our videos. We've got meet 3 admins, which one of them isn't an admin anymore. But, you know, it's close enough. Meet 2 admins and this other person that used to be an admin. So, I don't know. But you can watch that. We answered some questions, and then we played a game. I think we played Truth or Dare. But, yeah. It's fun to watch. And if you're watching this video, then yeah. And so go watch my coming out video. So yeah. Thanks for watching this video. And you should definitely click that subscribe button. I'll try to post, or I'll try to get people to post more often. And I'll see you shortly, I guess, if I'm telling you to go watch my next video. Go do it. See you there. Bye. Oh, I'm Sierra, by the way. I used to be Rize, and then we changed everything. That's a whole other story. But yeah, I'm Sierra, so go follow our Instagram. I'll put social media in the description. That's what it's called. In the description, so you can go follow us and everything. And I will see you guys next time.